Hey, this is Dr. Adam Wheeler from Big Tree Medical, and I'm here with Chase, who's one of our nurse practitioners, and Amy, who's one of our nurses, who do a lot of our cosmetic stuff. And we've gotten a lot of questions since we launched laser hair removal a few weeks ago about why we do this. And so we just wanted to have a little kind of longer video about some of our cosmetic offerings, just talk about the rationale and then some of the specific procedures. I think when people ask me, why on earth are you guys a primary care company doing something like laser hair removal? And I think my answer is, why isn't everybody else? I think the reality is, as Big Tree is a patient-centered healthcare company, so we are here to serve the needs of our members, and so we want to do anything we can that's medical grade to help them. So when something like Botox becomes available, and we use branded Botox other brands too, then if we can do that and we can bring a lower price point to our members, then yeah, let's do that. Or laser hair machine, like let's get that as an option for our members because we can make their life better. Traditional healthcare companies don't do that because they aren't there to serve you, right? They actually exist to serve the insurance company, and you're just a byproduct of that transaction, right? They're asking, how can I bill the most amount of money for the staff that I have, and the patient is just a byproduct of that. So they don't necessarily care about serving needs that you perceive. They are serving their own needs, and your healthcare issues are the tool they use to serve them. So I think it makes complete sense for a company like us to do cosmetics because it's what our members want. And so whether that's laser hair or fillers, or upcoming, we'll be getting into the peptide world once those become officially legal. These are things that our patients want, and we want to help them do them safely and affordably. So really this came down to a conversation we had with one of our staff who had laser hair done at a place in town, and it was incredibly expensive. And so I had our team ask, like, how much is that machine, right? And the reality is, the machine's expensive, right? But once you think that we have, more than 10,000 patients, it's easy for us to afford it for the collective. So we had several of our nurses trained on the laser machine. So the rest is just me asking these ladies questions about what they're doing, just to kind of help you understand what we're doing on cosmetics for Big Tree. So Amy, with laser hair, like, who's an ideal patient, right? Who should be thinking about this?
Honestly, with our machine, anyone. So that's a difference. A misconception used to be that only light-skinned with dark hair was an ideal candidate. Yes, those people are ideal, but our machine can treat all skin types. We will ask you questions about your skin type, your tanning, if you burn easily or tan, and that will help us set the machine up to target your specific skin type.
And what machine do we have specifically?
The Candela Gentle Pro Max.
Right, which is the same one that like all the big box places use.
Actually better.
So same kind of technology.
Yeah.
Oftentimes they don't have nurses running theirs. They have kind of lower level staff. So this is like as high level experience as you can have. What are some common sites that people are getting treated?
We can honestly do anywhere. So we can do lip, chin, cheeks is popular. We can do a Brazilian. We can do just the bikini. Legs, of course, is amazing. Armpits is amazing, so you're not shaving those. So many people get razor burn and ingrown hairs, especially armpits. A lot of guys are coming in to get the back of their necks done, or their backs. We've actually done a couple as well. Male heads, full heads, because again they're tired of shaving because they get the ingrown hairs and the irritation when they have to do that. So those have been the biggest sites so far.
And price wise, how does this compare with other places, the big box places in town?
We are incredibly affordable. We are priced per session, so the prices you see are per session, and we don't do a big package because we want to tailor it to you, and you can stop whenever you are content with your progress. Legs are like $300 for a full set of legs. Armpits are only like $50. And honestly, things, people are seeing really good results with only like 2 sessions of their armpits. So that's $100 and you're good. Whereas someone told me the other day at the other next cheapest place in town was going to be $700 for their armpits. So, yeah.
So if a lady, kind of typical lady, wants some face stuff done, how much is that?
It can range anywhere from 50 to 150 depending on how much of your face. Just the lip is 50, the chin, under chin is 50.
And then how many treatments do you think they're going to need?
So, what the recommendation is always, you hear the 6 treatments. Multiple treatments are needed because it hits the hairs at different phases of the cycle. And so after one treatment, you can expect like a 30% reduction in hair growth. We feel like we're seeing a little bit more. And then that second, but it'll look kind of patchy afterwards. So then that second treatment will hit those hairs that we didn't hit in the first one. But if you're good after that, you're like, it's thinned out enough for me, we can stop after that.
And is there a better or worse time of year to do this?
Right now would be a really good time to get in and get the process started. You do want to avoid being tan, and so people avoid this in the summer. Places like armpits or bikini that you may not expose in the summer would be perfectly fine to continue. But basically, we always want your skin at your baseline color, and so if you want to be tan in the summer, start now, get a couple sessions in before you're going to be out tanning.
Cool. And then Chase is one of our nurse practitioners, and she's gone and done some additional training on cosmetics. So what's kind of your favorite thing that you do?
Ooh, my favorite thing? Filler. Lip filler specifically.
You like lip filler?
I love
All
lip
right.
filler.
And this is like epically popular.
Very popular.
How much does that cost at Big Tree?
So it's $400 for the full syringe, and the syringe is yours. So say, your first session, we only use, 3/4 of that syringe. You can come back and we can always add more to it.
And then how long does that last?
Typically it depends on the person, but around, 9 to 12 months.
Oh, wow. So
Sometimes longer. Sometimes longer, yeah.
Somewhere in like
Yeah,
a year.
I've gotten 2 years out of my filler, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you also do some stuff for fine lines and wrinkles,
Yes,
right?
yes. So, biggest question I get is like, can we Botox like nasolabial folds? Filler is always the best option for those. But, we could do, half a syringe in those nasolabial folds. We can do half a syringe in your lips. And then fine lines, wrinkles like forehead, your 11s, your crow's feet, that's all going to be either our Xeomin or our Daxify, which are our Botox products that we use.
So let's say, kind of typical person comes in and they want you to address some fine lines and wrinkles. How much is that going to cost them?
Typically on average around $200 to $400. It really just depends on which product you choose. So we have Xeomin that is $9 a unit. It is a typical 3-month toxin, so on average it'll last you about 3 months, and then you'll come back for another treatment. Some people will get a little bit longer out of that. And then Daxify is $7 a unit. That is about a 6-month toxin, so you should get about 6 months out of it before you need to be treated again.
And you can help people figure out what's the best blend or whatever.
Yeah. And I'll always price it out before I ever inject you, so we can tweak the pricing or whatever we need to do that works best for you at that time. So.
And how do those prices compare to, going to other places in town?
Yeah, other places, you might be looking, at $12 to $15 a unit, so almost double our pricing.
Yeah, so this is, again, what I'm trying to do with this is just try to raise the value of your Big Tree membership, right? So these are perks for Big Tree members. So we have some people who become Big Tree members just to do the cosmetics, right? Now we're a primary care clinic, and so we're gonna treat their sinus infection when they get that too. And when they get a rash, they can message us after hours and we can send them in some triamcinolone cream or something. But it's part of the package. We're just trying to create this healthcare experience that our members find incredibly valuable. So for more information, there's lots on the website, bigtreemedical.com. Thanks, ladies. I appreciate the hard work you guys have done to get trained in this so that we can offer something really great to our members.